Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new here. So I am so excited because we haven't done this series in a hot minute. We're doing a speed review of all the items that I tested out in the month of January, and I'm going to let you guys know whether or not I repurchase it or would I trash it. So you guys want to see what my thoughts are on all these products, so then definitely keep watching. Oh my god, guys, it feels so good to do this series. Like I said, I haven't done it in a hot minute. I don't think I did it for the month of December that I recall. I don't know if I did actually. Ooh, and I don't know if I did it for November. I might have done it for November, but I have a whole bunch of products sitting right in front of me, and I'm kind of surprised because I didn't intend to test out many makeup products as I did, but somehow I did. So we're going to kind of go over everything. So I'm going to start off with the eyes. I'm going to kind of go in the order that I do my makeup, and I always start with my eyes first. So we're going to dive right on in. So up first, we do have the Inslee Rain Cosmetics. This is the Land of Enchantments palette, and I actually am wearing a mix of this today. I'll have like a little tutorial playing for you guys so you guys can see how I did this makeup look, but I am wearing a mix of this today, and I have to say this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous palette. It is expensive. Oh, it's expensive, and shipping took way too long for this to come in. However, I did have a chance to speak with the owner. She's very, very lovely, and she did say that they're actually working on getting their shipping to be a lot less than like 6 to 10 weeks. They are working on it very, very hard. They're a small indie team, but they're working to get their products out a lot faster to you. And so I'm definitely be giving them another chance in the future. I even said it in my review that I really did love the quality of this palette, but that I wasn't sure if I was going to buy it for reviews, but I might just buy it for me. I'm still going to buy some stuff for me. It just depends whether or not I'll do a review. It just kind of depends on like how long things take to come in. But she did say they're going to be, expediting their shipping process. So we'll definitely see, but I will say this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I really do love the formula of this. I love the eye look that I created with this. I am wearing this shade called, well, this name right here that I can't name, and the shade Moonrise, kind of mixed together. Very, very stunning palette. I really do enjoy this one. Definitely well worth the money. Up next, we have the Nomad Cosmetics. This is also what I'm wearing on my eyes right now as well. This is the New Zealand Stargazing palette. You guys can use code Allie, save you guys 10% off when shopping anything at Nomad Cosmetics. And I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite palettes from Nomad. Like, originally, I look at the color story and be like, this is not for me. But there's something about, like, the multi-chromes in here that really just sell the palette. I absolutely loved the eye look that I created when playing with this palette. You guys seem to really love it as well. So I wanted to mix it a little bit today. I did take the shade called Magnetic Clouds. This is just my personal favorite from this palette. I think this is so beautiful. I love the multi-chromes. You can do so much with it. You can mix it with so many different palettes. To me, this is so worth the price point of like the $54.99. I loved playing this palette. I still keep reaching for it. It is just so freaking pretty. To me, it's just the multi-chromes in here just make this palette so worth it. We do have the two Flower Nose Beauties. These are the little Angel collection palette. So we have the palette that is called Weeping Angel, and the shade called Eden Angel. I have to say, first off, the outside packaging on this is just wow. It is absolutely wow. And you guys can use my code Allie, which will save you guys 5% when buying anything at Flower Nose Beauty, which is really cool because my code is now in effect. I said before that I wasn't sure if my code would work because it gave it to me, but they hadn't approved it. But it's approved if you guys want to use the code. You guys want to use my code to save anything over at Flower Nose. But first off, the outside packaging on this is just truly so beautiful. The color story on the inside is just, my God, divine. It is such a beautiful neutral palette. I loved the eye look that I created this palette. I actually really do love this palette. I've used it several times since getting this collection. This particular palette actually is what I use the most just because I love that little neutral palette. But then I also really do love the Weeping Angel because, again, this is just so freaking beautiful. I love the stained glass feel, and I love the color story on the inside, and you guys can mix and match both beautifully. Definitely well worth it. I really love how beautiful the formula is in this palette. It is just so creamy and buttery, and the shimmers are gorgeous, and it's just, you could tell they put a lot of love into their packaging, into their formula, and I really, really, really have been enjoying this brand, and I cannot wait to see what they come out with next. These are definitely something I would repurchase. Next, we do have This is the Twilight palette from ColourPop. I did purchase this myself, and I have to say I love the outside packaging and I love the formula on the inside. I'm just not the biggest fan of the color story. So would I repurchase this? Yes, just because I'm a hoarder when it comes to certain makeup collections. So of course I would purchase it for that. And I'm a big diehard Twilight fan, but I still stand by what I said, that I was just disappointed in the color story. And I know a lot of you guys were like, well, Allie, it's based upon the first movie. I totally understand that. I do. However, the first movie was my least favorite just because I did not like the first movie. I didn't like the color scheme of it. I just thought it was horribly done. The rest of the movies were fantastic, but the first one, I'm just like, no, they butchered it really badly. But I just wish I still wish I had more. I still wanted more. I wanted more like luscious greens, you know, or like more colors from La Push Beach, or incorporating of like the vampire like amber eyes, or a little bit of blood. You know what I mean? I get where they're coming from, but I don't know. I just wanted more out of this collection. So I would not trash it. I guess I'd repurchase it because I'm a big Twilight I'm a big Twilight fan, so I would repurchase it for that. But other than that, I feel like for those who did miss out, I really don't think you're missing out. You can get these colors in so many other palettes out there. You probably want it for this. I don't blame you. I would too, but yeah. Not my favorite. I really hope they do another collection. And if they do, I bet you that one would be so much better. Next, we have the Ofra Cosmetics. This is the Pro palette. This is the Sassy palette, actually. This retails for $99. You guys can use code Allie, save you guys 20% off. Now, I will say this is a really pretty palette. I like the fact that you guys can do so much with this palette. You guys can have a place for your eyeshadows, 2 highlighters, a bronzer, eyeliners, 3 blushes, and a banana setting powder. But for me personally, I probably wouldn't get as much of a use out of this. I mean, yes, I'll use it for the highlighter aspect and maybe the blushes, but it's really pretty much it. I mean, the shadows are pretty, but I just feel that this isn't going to be as used as much as I wanted to. So would I repurchase this? No, I would not. I wouldn't trash it because I do love Ofra, but I would not repurchase this either. So if you know that you're not going to really get a use out of this palette, or it's just not the color scheme for you, don't waste your $99. Put that on something that you're really going to love. As much as I love Ofra, this is just a little bit not too much up my alley, but I do appreciate what it is and how they, you know, you can have a full face using this, but it's just not really for me. It's pretty, but not really for me. And lastly, of terms of palettes, we do have the Natasha Denona. This is my mini dream palette. I bought this because I had FOMO, because everybody was buying this and they're saying, oh, this is amazing. And I tried it out and I'm like, this is ugly. I did not like it. I would 1000% trash this because I just did not like it. I did not like the eye look that I created with it. And then I kind of realized, why did I buy this? Like, I have my dream palette and I don't even use it that often like I should. Why did I buy this? Because, well, the influencers out there made me feel like I was missing out by not having this. So I did it. I spent $27 on a palette that I don't even really like. Formula's nice. Like, I will give it that. Formula's nice, but the color story just is not for me. So 1000%. I trash it. Okay, so last but not least for the eyeshadows, we did the 2 Makeup by Mario's. I just did a story time where I talked about these. They're really beautiful. I love Makeup by Mario formula. Not necessarily the color scheme I go for that often, but I just want to say, yes, I would repurchase these. This was well worth it, but I didn't really review them too much. I just kind of tried them. Tried them out. I already know how his formula is, so I just wanted to mention those. Okay, so up next in the primer category. This isn't really a primer, but I just want to talk about this for 2 seconds. I've really been enjoying this sunscreen. It smells amazing and it's very long lasting. My husband kept saying how beautiful. My husband kept saying how amazing it smelled yesterday. This is sunscreen. It just lasted so long. The scent was very, very, very good. It's a scent that's very intoxicating, like in a good way. My skin was so creamy and moist, and I feel like I did not need to reapply, but I also wasn't trying to suntan. So I'm going to keep testing this out, but I do think it's really good for like little sunscreen. I really did enjoy it. Okay, so for primers, up first, we do have the Ciate London. This is the Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. I enjoyed this primer. I felt like it really did a great job at keeping my skin nice and hydrated. Did I get oily? I did, but it just did a really good job keeping my skin nice and hydrated. It made my makeup go on pretty smoothly, so I could see why a lot of people hyped this up back in the day. I do enjoy it. I'm going to keep using it, even though I still kind of prefer matte primers. I think with the right products, I really was able to make this work, so I do enjoy this one. So I would repurchase this. I would. So up next, we do have the Essence. This is the Poreless Partner Primer. This is mattifying and blurring. It's not blurring. It does nothing for the pores, but it does help to mattify. It does help to mattify. I noticed that when I wore this, I didn't really get as oily, and if I did, it pretty much was like around the 8 to 9 hour mark that I started to get oily. So I actually do like this, surprisingly enough, because there's quite a bit of Essence products that I like and like I don't like. So it's like a hit and miss with the brand. This one I actually do like, and I paired it with my Revlon and it worked really nicely with it. So maybe it's my Revlon, maybe it's this, I don't know, but I do like this, but I'm gonna still keep trying this out. I'll give you guys another opinion maybe next month in February. I'm still testing this out, but so far I do like this, so I would repurchase it. Next we do the e.l.f. This is the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I would neither repurchase this, but I'd also would not trash this because I do like it, but it doesn't stand out to me at all. Like, I never really cared for the e.l.f. Putty Primer. It did nothing for my pores, longevity, or oil, but I do like this because it does kind of remind me of the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas Primer, and I really do enjoy that primer. This feels like a perfect dupe to that. But it just still doesn't really do too much in terms of like mattifying the skin fully, filling in the pores fully. It just makes my makeup look nice and smooth. It doesn't have as longevity, so it's why I would not repurchase it. But I wouldn't trash it because I also like how my foundation looks on top of it. My foundation looks nice on top of it too. But I just wouldn't repurchase. But I wouldn't trash. But I wouldn't repurchase. Next, we do have the Flower Nose Beauty. This is going to be their Deep Hydrating Primer. Y'all, I really like this. I'll put like a little clip in right here of what my face looked like at the end of the day. I didn't really get that oily. Like, I did not really get that oily. This is so water-like. I don't like how greasy it feels at first. Like on my hands, I'm like, I can't snap. But for some reason, it just settles down very nicely. It really, really does hydrate the skin. It doesn't have a scent to it. Feels like a silk base. And my foundation applied beautifully to this. It lasted quite some time. I used it today. I just really like how whenever I put this on, my makeup just looks really pretty on top of it. So I'm going to keep using this. I would definitely repurchase this. And lastly, I have talked to you guys about this primer quite a bit since trying it, but this is the One Size Secure The Glow Hydrating Primer. I did not think I was going to like this primer because it's meant for dry skin. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to like this primer. But I compared it to the One Size Secure The Sweat, which is a holy grail for me because I am very oily. And it held up. It held up. Maybe it's because of the foundation. I don't know. But it held up. Do I get oily wearing this? I do, but it's really not that bad. I get like a beautiful glow where you could tell that I'm oily, but it's not like a disgusting grease ball. It just looks like, oh, she's wearing her makeup all day. Just a little bit of oil, a little bit of shine, not too bad. Holds on very nicely. It grips the foundation. Even though it doesn't feel tacky, it does just grip the foundation. It's really nice. I keep using it. I mixed it today with the Flower Nose Beauty, and I've really been enjoying this. So this is definitely a repurchase for me. Moving on to foundation. So up first, we do have the CoverGirl. This is the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. I still don't know how I feel about this. It is such a love-hate relationship. I don't like this when I first apply it. I don't like how it looks. I don't like how it mixes. I don't like how it feels. But then once it settles down and it dries down on the face and I mix it with other products, it looks so nice. So I'm like, I don't get it. It's such a love-hate relationship. I definitely would not repurchase this, but I also would not trash it either because I really do like how it looks on the skin. So it's like a love-hate relationship. I hate you, I love you, I hate that I love you, don't want to, but I can't put nobody else above you. It's like that song right there. That is how I feel about this foundation. I hate that I love you, but I also don't love you. So I would not repurchase this, but I'm also not going to trash it because I do like how it looks at the end of the day. Up next, we do have the Essence. This is a Keep Me Covered long-lasting foundation. Okay, so I definitely would trash this foundation. I would not repurchase. Yes, it does make my skin super mattified. The way that this oxidizes down and it pulls so yellow on me, it's just not appealing. Like, it is just not appealing at all. Like, it just looks really bad on the skin. My foundation, when I did get oily, looked super greasy, super cakey, super disgusting. So I would not repurchase it. I do like it for like the first couple hours for how mattified it is and how easy it was to work with, but definitely no. This is a trash. This is a trash for me. I do have the Polite Society. This is More Than a Pretty Face foundation. I got this because of TikTok, because you know TikTok just sells me on makeup. Surprise! And I'm wearing it today, and I really like this foundation. Now let me tell you guys. I did an all-day wear test. I did a TikTok short, YouTube reel. I did a TikTok reel, YouTube short. I talked about this foundation, and I will say I get very oily with this because it's a luminous foundation. And yes, did I use my Holy Grail setting powders? I did, but I still got really oily when wearing this. But the thing that I really like about this is even though I got super oily, it did not separate. It did not lift. It did not cake and crease into all the nook and crannies on my face. It did not do any of that. It still held on very nicely. It still looked really beautiful, that I felt that if I put like a setting powder on top of it, I could have saved the day. And like, I love my skin looks right now. It looks so beautiful with it. It's so luminous, has a nice glow to it. So if you're looking for a beautiful radiant, long-lasting, like luminous foundation. No, look no further. This is going to be for you. This is really, really beautiful, and I really do enjoy this, and I keep wearing it even though I know I'm gonna get oily. There's just something about it that just looks really beautiful that I'm like, I don't even care. Especially for like the first 5 to 6 hours, I barely get oily, so like that's as long as I wear makeup for anyway. So this to me is a definite repurchase. Next, and I'm still trying this out, so I just kind of want to give like first impressions again. But this is the Make Beauty. This is the dewy. This is the Make Beauty. This is the Radiant Skin Tint. This was sent to me in PR, and this is a radiant skin tint. And I really like about this is that it has a beautiful skin-like finish. I did post a full in-depth reel over on my YouTube, I did post a full in-depth reel over on my TikTok where I did an all-day wear test with it. I did get oily, but it was more of like a glow. It was more like a soft oil, like where it just looked like I was kind of like getting out of the gym, like sweating just a little bit, so it wasn't too bad, but you could tell that I was oily, but it wasn't so bad. It looked really pretty. It held on really nicely. So I'm going to talk about this more next month, but it just probably based on first impressions after trying it out for 2 days. I do like this, but I'm going to keep testing out for you guys. I'll give my final thoughts at the end of February, but yes, so far it is a repurchase. Up next, we only have one concealer, and it's the Essence Keep Me Covered Concealer. This is a trash. This is a trash. I'm wearing it right now, and I just hate that it just settles into all my fine lines under my eyes. Like, it just really makes me feel like I'm aged, and it just doesn't give me the coverage I'm looking for. It's too light. I like a more full coverage concealer, and I just hate that it just settles quickly into my fine lines. Like, can you not? And even when I try to blend it out before setting it with setting powder, nope, it still just wants to cake right there. It does nothing to conceal anything. It does nothing to hydrate underneath the eyes. It's a trash. It's trash for me. Moving on to bronzer. I'm wearing both these bronzers today. We do have the Milani. This is the Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer. This is beautiful. It reminds me so much of the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. It just glides beautifully onto the skin. It diffuses so nicely where it feels like you have an airbrush finish. Very light, very, very creamy. Barely has a scent to it. I like to have a little scent to it, but I do think it's really, really nice. I love this formula. It just reminds me of like a dupe to the NARS Laguna Beach one and a dupe to like the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. If you love cream bronzers, look no further. I'm telling you, you're really going to like this one. So this is a definite repurchase. Next, we have the Essence. This is the Sun Club Matte Bronzer. So this bronzer is huge. And it has a little bit of a scent. I could tell they're trying to mimic like Physician Formula with like a sunscreen scent, but it's just like it's off. Like, it's not fully there. Like, y'all want to be there, but you just couldn't achieve it. But regardless of that, I do think it's really pretty. It's a soft diffuse powder. It's a soft diffuse like powder bronzer. I am wearing it on top of the Milani, and I just really like how easy this is to work with, how easy this is to blend. You could build up. You can just put on a light layer. Very easy. I can see why this was a big seller, why a lot of people talked about this. I really do enjoy this, so this is definitely a repurchase for me. Up next, we do have the Essence. This is the Brighten Up Banana Powder. Y'all, this is trash. This is trash. This does nothing to brighten up the under eyes. It does not set the makeup, does nothing. It just is a banana powder that just sits on top of the skin. I do not like how this looks. Like I said, when I did an all-day wear test, I checked the skin, and I was like, what is this? What is this on my face? This is a definite trash. Moving on to blushes, we do have the Flower Nose Beauty. These are their cream blushes. First off, the outside packaging is just, again, so freaking gorgeous. I can't get over how gorgeous this outside packaging is. So pretty. I really love the shade called Paradise Poet. This is the one I'm wearing today. It's like a nice little peachy moment. This is just so creamy and buttery. It lays down very nicely on the skin. I have no problem buffing it out. I have no problem having the pigment be very light or building it up. Very easy formula. I just hate that like I'm ruining it because like I keep using it, but it's just so pretty. I really do enjoy this. So this is a definite repurchase for me. Then we do have the two e.l.f. These are the Liquid Camel Blushes. Guys, these are incredible. A little bit goes a long way. I think you're going to get definitely your money's worth whenever using this. You do 2 little dots. It just has a beautiful, soft, like diffused blush look to them. They remind me so much of the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. Again, great formula. I think e.l.f. did a beautiful job with this. I can see why this was a big hit. A lot of people talked about it. I really enjoy this, and I do keep using them. Even though like I've never been the biggest fan of cream blushes, it's because of these that I'm starting to really enjoy them. So definite repurchase on my part. And then lastly for blushes, we do have the Essence. This is the Pure Nude Baked Blush. This is gorgeous. I have the shade called Shimmering Rose, and I did put on top of that cream blush. This is beautiful. The only thing I don't like about this is it does have a little bit of a luminizer to it, so it's gonna have a little bit of a highlight feel. So if I don't wanna be extra glowy, if I don't need highlight, I could just put this on, but it does look really gorgeous on the skin. I really have been enjoying this. Even though it has just a soft glow to it, it's beautiful, and I would 1000% repurchase this. Moving on to highlighters, we do have the Makeup Revolution. A Makeup Revolution. This is their like Diamond Glow highlighter. This is beautiful. It has like a nice little like, not skin-like finish, but it does have just a nice wet glow to it where it feels like I stepped out of like a sauna and I have just a little bit of sweat sheen. Looks really beautiful. I can see why a lot of people are talking about these. I really have been enjoying this. You can tell they definitely are stepping up their game in terms of like their packaging, and I think maybe their quality a little bit, because I am impressed with this one. So this 1000% I'd repurchase. Then we do have the Lottie London. Now, while I think this is really beautiful, this is really, really pretty. It's just so light in pigment that I pretty much should just use this as like a topper to a high. I would just pretty much just use this as a topper to a highlighter. I wouldn't really use this by itself because it doesn't really have too much pigment. It just adds like a beautiful like wet glow. So I would not repurchase this. I would trash this if I had to, just because I want to use a highlighter for a highlighting purpose. And while this is pretty, I have to use this on top of another existing highlighter for it to show any sort of pigment. So for me, sadly, I would trash this. Next, we do have the Physician formula. This is the Diamond Dust. This is another highlighter right here. And again, super pretty, but it's just like that Lottie London. It's very, very, very light in pigment. This is, again, something you just have to pretty much tap onto already existing highlighter or existing eyeshadow to get any sort of pigment out of it. It's just so light. And it's just so light in pigment. And like I said, if I'm having a highlighter, I want to have a highlighter. I don't want to have to use another highlighter on top of a highlighter. So for me, this is definitely a trash in my opinion. Up next, we do have the Essence. This is a pure nude highlighter. This is pretty. Like, it's pretty for what it is, but it's also just kind of lackluster. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love this. So for me, I would 1000% trash this. Again, when I'm having a highlight, I want to have a highlight. I want the world to know this is a highlight. Like, look, I'm glowing, you know what I mean? And this just doesn't give me that. It just doesn't give me that at all. I wanted more out of this. So for me, this is a trash. Then we have the Flower Nose Beauty. This is their highlighter. Oh my God, it's so freaking pretty. And the best part about this, it does give you that beautiful highlight shine. I really did enjoy playing with this. I love how beautiful it is on the skin. Very long lasting. The inside packaging is gorgeous. The outside packaging is gorgeous. Definitely would repurchase this one. And then we do have the two Twilight highlighters right here. Y'all know how much I love the Super Shock highlighter formula. My favorite from ColourPop is the shade Flexitarian, and I am wearing the shade Vampire Skin on the inner corner and brow bone. I would repurchase these because, again, it's Twilight, so I'd have to have it. And I love the formula, but I just wish I had more out of the color shades, but that's just me. But yes, I would repurchase this. So we do have the Essence. This is the eye tint right here. 1000% I would trash this. It just doesn't have any pigment to it. Like, when I saw other influencers try it out, they made it look so wet and glowy and beautiful. And then when I tried it, I was like, what is this shit? It dried down to be like almost like a matte paste. It just does not look good. I've tried it several times off camera with nothing else on just to see how long it wears. It just doesn't. It's just not pretty. It doesn't have any sort of pigment to it the way that I want. So I would 1000% I trash it. Then we do have the L'Oreal. This is the Panorama Mascara. Y'all, this has become my favorite mascara. It's so good. I love the lift and the volume that this gives. It has such a longevity to it. This is the washable one. I want to get the waterproof one, but this is the washable one, so it comes off really easy when washing the face. It doesn't just cling to the lashes. It doesn't give you like the bad raccoon eyes either. I just love how my lashes look. With 2 coats, it's just beautifully lifted. It's separated and lasts me all day. Absolutely would repurchase this. And I'm going to repurchase this, but like in a waterproof version. Next, we do have the Essence. This is their Soft and Precise Lip Pencil. This is really pretty. It is. It's a pretty lip pencil. It definitely does give you a nice coverage. It lasts you all day. I don't have any issues with this, so I would 1000% repurchase this. Really pretty. Did enjoy working with this one. Then we do have the NYX Line Loud Lip Pencil. Y'all, the way that this just glides on, this is so unbelievably creamy and buttery. Like, this feels like I'm using like my Jaclyn Cosmetics lip liner or like my Glamlight lip liner. This is just beyond creamy and buttery. I would 1000% repurchase this, and I'm going to in different shades. I was really impressed with the formula, with the longevity of this. So 1000% Yes. Next, we do have the Essence. This is the What the Fake Plumping Lip Gloss. This is a pretty shade. It's a pretty shade, pretty color. It barely like has any sort of plumping factor to it. Like I do like this. I would repurchase it for the color, not really for like the plumping factor, but I do like it. It's not bad. Like it's not bad at all. Like, let me see if I can mix this on top because like on as well, right? My lips are already stinging like crazy, so we're gonna add this right on top. Yeah, I would 1000% repurchase this. It's nice. I like it. Next, we do have the Twilight lip oils. Honestly, these lip oils they're nice. I can't knock the quality of it. My favorite is the shade called Bells. I just like how long lasting this is. It's really, really pretty. Bet you it would look nice. Let's just add it to this. Let's see how it happens. Oh, really pretty shine. It's long. It's very pretty shine. I love the Bells one. You can wear it by itself. I do wish they would have had a different like lip product for this collection, but I can't knock the formula. It's nice. It's pretty. So I would repurchase it. Also just because it's Twilight. Up next, we do have the two Flower Nose lipsticks from the Little Angel collection. These are cute. It's like a velvety satin lipstick. I would trash these just because I don't really get a use out of these. I don't really like, I like the formula that's really soft. It feels like a lip balm, but I'm not going to really ever use these. So for me, this is something I would trash just because I won't use something like this. I'd have to use a lip gloss, but it's really pretty, just not for me. Up next, we have the NYX. This is the Duck Plump, and y'all, let me tell you, this, first off, it's very thick formula, and it definitely has a stinging sensation. I realize I'm not the biggest fan of plumping lip products. It depends on it. The stinging sensation feels like I put something super spicy on my lips. Might as well just add it to this because, like, why not? My lips are already on fire, so let's just add it to it. It is such a pretty color. Like, look at that color. It's so pretty. And now I will say I would 1000% repurchase this because I love the color of this and I love how thick this lip gloss is. Like, I wouldn't really expect that out of a lip gloss to be super thick the way that this is. If you hear noise, I think Koa's having a nightmare. Hey, buddy, you okay? You okay? I had to go on dog mom duty for a second, but I love the color that this is. It's a really, really, really pretty lip gloss. It definitely does have a stinging sensation to it. And it lasts for a little bit while, but I would repurchase this. I love the color. I love the coverage of this. And lastly, for lip gloss, we do have the two Maybelline. These are the plumpers. I'm wearing the shade. Well, I was wearing the shade. I kind of mixed a lot of things on it. The Cocoa Zing. Y'all, they're gorgeous, but holy shit, they sting, man. They hurt. Like, they sting. It does not feel the same way that the like Too Faced Maximum Plump one. Oh my God, I do not like that one. That one hurts like 1,000 bees are stinging my lips. This just feels like I have something incredibly spicy in my lip and I'm just letting it sit there. I don't know if I ever see a plumping factor on my lips. I truly don't know if I do, but I will say the longevity of the spice just definitely lingers around. So I would repurchase these, but like I would have to put something else on there too to help cool the like stinging sensation because I'm not the biggest fan, but I would repurchase these. And last but not least, we do have the Essence. This is the Fix and Last 18-hour setting spray. First off, the smell on this. It smells so good. It just smells so clean and so fresh. I 1000% would repurchase this. I really do like this. I've been using the setting spray a lot. It's either I'm using this one or like the one size. And I've been finding myself using this one a lot. It's been helping to make my makeup last, make it mattified. It's a gorgeous setting spray. I would 1000% repurchase this. So those are all the items that I've tried out this month. I have 10 items out of all the items that I tried out this month that I would trash, and everything else I would repurchase or kind of like in the in-between. Some of them I keep testing out for you guys because I haven't tried them long enough to really give you guys my finalized opinion on those. But again, you'll see those like next month. But I will say I love doing this series because it does force me to keep retrying items over and over, because like typically before I would try the items, I'd review them, give you guys my thoughts on them, and then it'd be kind of like that. And if I really loved it, I would just keep using it in multiple videos and you guys would just either see it in the description or not. But doing the repurchase or trash series really forces me to keep using my own stuff without going and buying out something new every single week, even though it is my job to keep testing out new makeup for you guys, and trust me, I will be. I'm also testing these things when I'm not on camera because I'm putting on makeup almost every day at this point, so I keep testing things out to see how I feel, and I can give you guys my rundown at the end of the month. So yeah, guys, I'll make sure that I list pretty much everything I talked about down below to the best that I can. It depends on some things are available or not, and if I have enough space, but Yeah, I love doing repurchase or trash. I'm so excited to bring it back this year. And let me know what items I try that you like or you don't like. Let me know. But that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 4 to 5 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's Art for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes these beautiful, wonderful paid members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next video.